from Dollar Tree. This one actually had a running theme. I walked in looking for specifically dice for a structure, a cooperative learning structure for my third graders, and happened upon these brand new containers that they have. And they are not so thick. They are just perfect. Now, these I think are built for salads, and it's really nice for a salad if you put your salad in your dressing and you shake it up. But I actually got them because I have tools that my kids use on a daily basis for cooperative learning. And I love how deep it is, and it's just very compact. And on their desks at the moment, I have them grouped by fours, and I have them in, I have them in groups of 4, and I have them with caddies. They're small little caddies, and I've actually hauled them here on my channel before, and they hold crayons, markers, pencils, glue sticks, extra scissors, and stuff like that. But I needed something separate for my tools, and so on Monday I will have the caddies removed and then not have anything in the middle except for specific tools that will be in these boxes. So I'm going to keep dice, which is another thing I picked up, and I was so excited. I couldn't believe that they had different colors and also white. And I actually used the dice in those little containers that I bought for salad dressing holders. They were like that big, and I actually put dice in it, and I turned the salad dressing container upside down. That way they can see the dice. And oh my gosh, it is a miracle worker. Whenever they're playing a partner game or they're playing a math game, they use the dice. Their dice aren't falling all over the place. It is so great. So if you ever get a chance to get them, they're 4 for $1 at the Dollar Tree. I picked up 2 packs, kept 3 at home, kept 5 for my classroom. It works beautifully. And then I picked up I got 5 of the green, because my theme in my classroom is under the sea, ocean, surfing, and so I have a lot of lime green going on in my classroom, so I kind of wanted to keep it at that specific color. But they did have purple, and I want to say fuchsia pink, then they had a light clear pink, and then they had a blue, but it was more on the darker kind of opaque blue. And then my sister and I walked over, and we found these. And these are the clear ones. And we love them because they have the little tabs, much like these guys, but they're clear. So, you know, if you wanted to get a set of those. So she picked up 2 and I picked up 2. And so now each of us in the house can get a salad if we want to. And then there's an extra just in case. All right. So then the next thing I had purchased these before. And I do a cooperative learning structure called talking chips. And instead of using the actual talking chips that the company would put out, I needed something more cost effective for my pocket. So I picked up these checker games. And what's great about it is that I don't really use it for checkers. I take the chips and I put them into containers like this for the structures that I will use. And then the actual boards, I put them in centers. And whether it's a math center or some type of learning center, word center or whatever. And so I've turned them into games that have nothing to do with checkers. So it's a very useful tool, and you don't end up throwing anything away except for the box that it comes in. So very, very cool. Inspiration hit today, guys, between the containers that go on my desks. And the great thing about it is that they don't have to be on the desks all the time. I have them placed somewhere in the classroom. So when I say person number 2 at all tables, please go get your green round your green caddy or your green round tub, then they just go and get that, and it's specific to what we're about to do. And inside these containers, I will actually do a video when I go into my classroom tomorrow. I actually put in sticky notes for a structure called Jot Thoughts. I put in dice for math games. I also put in a card game, a deck of cards. I don't have the deck of cards just yet. I was looking for a double pack, so it's better on my pocket, but we'll get those in there. And I also will put in the talking chips, which come in here. And so at the moment, each group has enough talking chips for each member of the group. And now I'm going to add an additional set. So it allows for them to have multiple turns versus just 1 or 2 because I was limited to what I had before. So now I have 4 sets of checkers, which is great. But teachers that don't want to go out and get the checkers, no problem. You guys can just use whatever manipulatives you might have in the room. I mean, I've seen teachers just grab construction paper, cut them up into little squares, done deal. And that's what they use for talking chips. I just liked the fact that they were checker chips, and I don't know, it's just a little different. So okay, so the next thing I picked up, you guys will not believe this. I found these little guys, and I'm going to show you. They are a snack pack of 4, and it has containers with lids, and I don't know, but it reminded me of my Tupperware days. And so it's got a small square one, if you can see that through the mesh, and then a small round, and then a small long container, rectangular container, and then it has a little triangular container. And it reminded me of those little Borden cheeses that you can purchase at any grocery store that probably fit perfectly in here. But I thought, oh my gosh, wouldn't this be neat to keep the talking chips in? Because at the present time, I have those small little containers that hold the dice, and they fit perfectly in here. But now I have a place where the talking chips are, and things aren't just rolling around in the tubs. So if I tell them, go get your round group structure tub, they bring it over to their group, and then I'll tell them either pull out the dice container or pull out your talking chips container. And it just keeps everything nice and neat and organized, and then everything goes right back in. Whoever's in charge of putting it back together and keeping it all nice and neat puts it together, and then they just bring it back to where it is stored in the classroom. The great thing is I'm going to only use 5 of these. I picked up 2 packages, but I'm going to only use 5, and it's probably going to be 1 of each of these, and then probably the other 2 as well. And then I'm going to keep the longer ones because my daughter is huge on taking snacks like grapes or celery sticks or carrot sticks, and this long container is perfect for that, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. And she's one to grab and go, and if we don't have them in little baby Ziploc bags for her to take and just grab and go, she can just grab a bunch out of a bag and then throw them in here and throw them in her purse, and she doesn't even have to think about, you know, it ruining anything in her purse. So we love those. Love, love, love. And you know, 4 for $1, that's 25 cents a piece. I mean, you can't beat it, especially if you know, we're talking about teachers on a budget here, so that is perfect. Okay, so the last thing I did was a project that I'm embarking on. Went to Staples, and I'm actually having an observation this Monday. And I have several administrators that are coming into my classroom that are coming in to observe and practice the evaluations that they do on their teachers. And so they needed basically some teachers in the school to model some lessons and they can practice. So I volunteered, and I was very excited to do it. And the skill that I've been working on in my classroom with my students has been drawing conclusions. And we've watched videos, we've read stories, but they have not yet practiced how to do tangible, how to draw conclusions from tangible items. So this is where the mystery bags come in. And mind you, this is 3rd grade. So, you know, once they get the gist, they've worked together and they've talked about drawing conclusions, it's one thing, but if you get them to discuss and then apply it is a completely different skill. So what I'm kind of moving into is moving away from, I'm going to start the lesson with a review. They're going to watch a video, they're going to do a jot thoughts type of structure, and then they're going to have mystery bags. And then I'm going to get real close here. I love this clip art, and I will actually put the link of where I bought this on Teachers Pay Teachers. The girl who made this is amazing, has wonderful stuff, and this is a freebie at the moment. So I am putting a plug in for her. She's got great stuff, so if you get a chance, go on over to Teachers Pay Teachers and grab it. And it's a big file. It's about 3 megabytes, and it's got lots of good stuff, and I found this. So it's, and it's specifically a drawing conclusions type of packet. So mystery bags. Pick a mystery bag, examine the items in the bag, and then come up with a title that categorizes the items in the bag and place it next to the letter of the bag on the answer sheet. Now I've actually condensed this so that we're not rotating the bags for time's sake. So each group will get a bag and they will decide, and I might do a second rotation, but they will decide what the running theme, or based on the clues and the evidence that they have in their bag, what conclusions would they draw as to what the topic of that bag is. And then I'll move into another part of the lesson where they now take that skill from looking at tangible evidence and apply it to finding it in text, which is another skill altogether. And then taking text and then creating their own, or moving into comparing text and drawing conclusions as well. So it just kind of builds upon each other, but I'm excited to try it. Okay, so here is one of the pages that I printed, and I'm actually going to put this in a notebook file, much like I did for my intern. If you didn't see that video, I'll link it in the description box below. And then this actually gives you directions for us as teachers. So it just says cut out the clip art. So I'm going to show you. I love this clip art and the chevron. This is so cute. Okay, so here we've got a page, and I'm going to cut these out in just a little while, and I'm going to laminate them. I've got my laminator all ready, and it's warming up. So they're going to take this these clip art, and they're going to decide what the running theme or what the topic of these clip arts are, but they're going to be in a bag. Now, in the actual Teachers Pay Teachers file, they suggest to put it into Ziploc bags, but I thought it would be really, more mysterious if I put them into Ziploc bags. And the Ziploc bags are going to have little question marks all over them, so I thought that was kind of neat. Then we have this clip art. They have to decide with the theme and draw conclusions as to what may be happening or what's going to happen. Here's another running theme. We have this theme, and they have to discuss it. And the great thing about it is that they start to pull items out from a bag. They're not just dumping them on the table. So as they start to pull out clues, they go one by one, and they're like, oh, a cupcake. Wait a minute. What's that? That's like a breakfast sandwich. What's that? That's breakfast. What's this? What's that? And then they kind of decide, oh, this is things that you eat at a bakery shop, or things that you buy at a coffee shop, or things that you have at a diner and things like that. So, or foods that you would eat out with. They have to come up with just different conclusions, but they have to decide as a group what the conclusion may be. So it's just a really fun activity for them. And then here's the last one so that you can see it, the voting one, which I thought was so cute. And so, this is just cooperative learning, them getting a chance to discuss and really understand the skill that they are learning. And then the most important part about it is that, as a teacher, you don't want them just to learn it and have it in the back of their mind. You want them to be able to apply it and then add another skill along with it. So, along with drawing conclusions, you have inferencing, and then you have implicit versus explicit text. So it's just super important that you build on those important skills. And how fun is it, to put things together like this? And it's very simple. I mean, it was just a printout at Staples, and getting it copied, laminated, putting it in a brown paper bag, and just delivering the lesson. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to get the feedback from these administrators that will be coming in to visit. So that is it for today, my friends. So that is it for my haul today. It's not a very big one, but it was a very inspired one. So before I leave, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and leave me a comment in the comments section. What are some tools and awesome things teachers use out there that do not cost them much and they have found maybe at the dollar store, or maybe someone has donated it? Share, share, share. I'd love to hear more ideas. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.